Hi, my name is David Knight. Welcome to the Easter collection of those amazing Psalms. Psalm 16, Life Without Limits and Joy to the Full. In the first public announcement of the resurrection of Jesus, the intrepid Apostle Peter was inspired to say that God had released Jesus from the horrors of death and raised him back to life because it was impossible for death to hold him prisoner. And then, to document his argument, he quoted Psalm 16. "The Lord is always with me. I will not be shaken, for he is right beside me. No wonder my heart is glad. My tongue shouts his praise, and my body rests in hope. For you will not leave my soul among the dead, or allow your Holy One to rot in the grave." This is why Jesus faced his ordeal of death with confidence, knowing that God his Father was so faithful in his love and so life-giving in his character, the power of death to thwart his life was no match for him. He saw the horrors of death with clarity and even dread, but he knew the promises of God were even stronger. So he went on into the jaws of death, and he was not abandoned in the grave. His resurrection shattered the power of death and confirmed Jesus' self-identity as resurrection and life itself. Jesus led the way, and he invites us to follow. Because of him, the door to the new creation is now open for us all. The last 3 verses of Psalm 16 show how the resurrection of Jesus is not just a unique historic event, but a vibrant pattern for new creation life for us here and now, every day of our lives. Like sunlight on a clear day, it gives us radiant confidence instead of a fear of death. Verse 8 says, "I will not be shaken, for he is beside me. No wonder my heart is glad, my tongue shouts his praise, and my body rests in hope." Death is always an intruder, robbing us of earthly life and the joys of family and friends. But the assurance of Easter is that we will never be abandoned. We don't fear a dark unknown, but a glowing hope. That's not escapism or wish fulfillment, but an unshakable certainty based on historic precedent. Let the reality of the resurrection of Jesus seep into you. It will breathe joy and peace into your soul and body, with the deep sense of being secure in God's love and power, even beyond the dark silence of death. The psalm finishes with 3 more wonderful gifts that come to us as spillover effects of Jesus' resurrection. You show me the path of life. You fill me with joy in your presence. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore. A path of life, the very real presence of Jesus, and pleasures beyond telling. The path of life implies a journey with activities that are positive and life-giving, a life of freedom and challenge, with choices and decisions that lead to wisdom, a life of personal growth. Proverbs 4:18 says, "The path of the righteous is like the first light of dawn, which shines brighter and brighter until the full light of day." Life in the power of the resurrection is enriched by the very real presence of Jesus, the risen one, who said, "As you go into the world, I will be with you, always." Invisible to our physical eyes, he is absolutely present with us in a way that inspires courage and joy. Do we stumble? Oh yes, but we get back up again. Do we ever doubt? Of course. Setbacks? Often. But the final line of Psalm 16 describes life under God's canopy from now all the way into forever as a life of unfolding goodness, beauty, and grace, the deepest pleasures imaginable that will endure forever, truly a life full and beautiful and without limits. C.S. Lewis described this life as a story that goes on forever, in which each chapter is better than the one before. Living this life is like drawing water from a deep well. Its gifts are endless, and boundless as the love and goodness of God. Drink deep. The Lord is risen. He is risen indeed. Happy Easter.